Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Ensan Augustine. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel. And if you have been watching my videos and if you not yet subscribed, please kindly subscribe for us to build the mathematics community. In this lesson, we are looking at conic sections. And under the conic sections, we'll be looking at the parabola. Thanks to Piano Lessons. Piano Lessons is a YouTube channel. If you want to learn how to play piano, how to play organ, guitar, and the rest, just search piano lesson on YouTube and you get them. So piano lesson requested for this video on parabola. So now let's go through it. A parabola is a set of all points in a plane that is equidistant from a fixed line, the directrix, and a fixed point, the focus, that is not on the line. So now I have a diagram here to throw more light on the definition. Here, the curve that I've drawn here is called a parabola. And from the definition of the parabola, we're saying that the parabola is equidistant from a fixed line called the directrix. So this is the fixed line. So this line is called the directrix. And a fixed point called the focus. So this is the focus. Now, if we draw a line through the focus, and that line is perpendicular to the directrix. So a line through the focus and perpendicular to the directrix is called the axis of symmetry. So if you are asked the axis of symmetry of the parabola, it is simply the line through the focus and perpendicular to the directrix. Now, you can also see this point here on the parabola. So that when we draw a line, or when we find the line through the focus, the line will intersect the parabola. So the point of intersection of the parabola and the axis of symmetry is called the vertex. Very simple as that. And the vertex here is very important because this has a secret. And what is that secret? The vertex is the midway. When you say midway, that's the middle point. The halfway. Yes. So the vertex here is the midway between the directrix and the focus. So for instance, if the distance between the directrix to the focus is 10, then the distance between the focus and the vertex is 5. And the distance between the vertex and the directrix is also 5. That is the distance. Absolute value, so distance. Wow. Very simple as that. And here, there's one important thing that I did not write. Now let me include it first. The distance between the vertex and the focus is called the focal length. It's called the focal length. That's the distance between the vertex and the focus. This distance is called focal length. Very simple as that. Now, if we take a plane, let's take this plane, and then we have our y-axis and then our x-axis. We can choose the x-axis as the axis of symmetry, or we can choose the y-axis as the axis of symmetry. Now, if we choose the x-axis as the axis of symmetry, we can draw two parabolas. And if we choose the y-axis as the axis of symmetry too, we can draw two parabolas. The parabolas that I'm talking about here is the parabolas with vertex at the origin. So, vertex at the origin, that is the point x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. Very simple as that. Now, let's first take the x-axis as our line, as our axis of symmetry, and have the vectors here at the origin. We can draw a parabola open to the right. That is the first one that I've drawn. This parabola is open to the right, and this will be our directrix. Very simple as that. So you see that the parabola is open to this. We have our focus here. This is our parabola. And this one is our directrix. So you see that if the parabola opens to the positive x-axis, the directrix is also at the negative side, is at the opposite side, so this way. And we can also draw this one. If we take the x-axis as our line of symmetry, you can draw a parabola opened to the left, and this will be our focus, and this will be our directrix. This is our parabola, this is our focus, and this one is our directrix. So these are the two parabolas that we can draw if we choose vertex 0, 0, and we say that the x-axis is the axis of symmetry. What about if we choose the y-axis as the axis of symmetry and the vertex is at the point 0, 0? We can also draw two forms of parabola, and you have this one. We have our positive y-axis, negative y-axis, positive x, negative x. So you can have a parabola. This is our focus. This is the parabola, and this will be our directrix. Oh, sorry. This line will be our directrix. So you can also draw a parabola opened upwards with the focus on the positive y-axis and the vectors at point 0, 0. You can also draw this one. You can also draw a parabola like this with the vectors on the negative y-axis, and this will be our directrix. So these are the standard forms of parabola that we can draw for a parabola with its vectors at the point 0, 0. We can take the y-axis as our axis of symmetry. This is our axis of symmetry. We can take the x-axis also as our axis of symmetry, and in each case we can draw two forms of parabolas with vectors at 0, 0. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and kindly leave your comments. Bye bye.